face, but it was gone forever. Chapter 1. Head Full of Dreams. Gold plastic tiara clamped round my feathery blonde hair. I whooshed my red cape in a circle around me. "Say cheese, Katie," Dad said, peering into his camera. "I'm not Katie, silly, I'm She-Ra," I giggled as he snapped away. "I'm He-Man's twin sister, the Princess of Power." It was a bright spring day in our leafy back garden, and I was trying out my brand new dressing-up costume. "Will you take another picture, please, Daddy?" I beamed, whirling like a dervish as my cape danced around me. Round and round I twirled, the daffodils and daisies whizzing by in a blur of yellow and white. Even though I was only 3 or 4 years old, I already loved having my photo taken. Born in a quiet village in Hampshire in 1983, I'd had an idyllic childhood. My dad, David, owned a barber shop, and my mum, Diane, was a teacher. They doted on my older brother, Paul, my younger sister, Susie, and me. An impish little chatterbox on a constant quest for adventure, I was mad about dressing up. My beloved She-Ra outfit, Mum's old clothes, my cowgirl costume, plastic bangles, glittery hair clips, smart dresses with lace collars. "You're such a gorgeous little thing," people would always smile when I emerged from my bedroom in all my finery. Not that I ever thought much about that. I just relished being the centre of attention, and I was forever putting on shows for my parents. Every Christmas, I drafted Susie and Paul in for a nativity play, then absolutely refused to let them do any of the main parts. I cast Susie as a donkey and Paul as an angel draped in a net curtain, while I took the plum roles of Mary, Joseph, and Jesus for myself. When my cousin Louise came to visit, she was roped into my games too. Armed with a sticky mixture of flour and water, I'd tell her we were going to pretend we worked in a beauty salon and then slather her in gloop as we giggled uncontrollably. As for my poor dolls, I chopped their hair and caked them in Mum's best makeup until they looked like badly shorn drag queens. But I didn't just love anything pink and glittery. I was a daddy's girl with a tough tomboy streak, and any time Dad embarked on DIY, I was hot on his heels with a paintbrush in my hand. I spent hours dangling like a monkey from the roof of our shed, or careering around on my bike, and if I ever fell, I never cried. Instead, I just picked myself up and carried on. I was the sibling who led the way to the school bus and handed the fares to the driver. I was the one who chucked myself in the deep end at the swimming pool, and I was the one who scampered to the top of the climbing frame without a backwards glance. Even back then, I was independent and sassy and fearless. I never suspected there was any badness in the world. As the years went by, this little show-off grew into an ever bigger one. By the age of 8, I was a die-hard Michael Jackson and Spice Girls fan, and Mum and Dad became my captive audience. One afternoon, with my blonde hair in bunches, I struck a pose in front of the fireplace and, flanked by Louise and Susie, started belting out "Wannabe." We were hopelessly out of tune with the music blaring from my CD player, but in my mind I was Baby Spice and we were storming the stage at the Brit Awards. "You missed your line," I giggled to Louise, whom I'd transformed into Scary Spice by backcombing her brown locks into a pretend afro. "Whoops," Louise smiled sheepishly, and we started giggling again. We strutted across our front room with Susie, who was draped in a Union Jack flag so she could be Jerry. "Girl power!" we all screeched as the song ended, and Mum and Dad started clapping and cheering. I bowed, my little cheeks flushing with pride. It wasn't that I longed to be famous like my heroines. I just loved entertaining people. I relished their smiles, as well as the knowledge I'd made them happy. I basked in the warmth of their approval. Still too young to have clear ambitions, I wanted to be a vet one day and a policewoman the next. Meanwhile, I ping-ponged from one hobby